The ITIL story continues for the individual changes in particular. Anya, there are many options when implementing strategy, from company-wide changes to smaller, more focused changes, or even acquiring other companies to strengthen our position. Often companies have to find the right mix of initiatives. So though the title is individual changes, but it is also hinting other things such as acquiring. Dave says, for example, while AXEL is setting up our food delivery business units, my team has been tasked with incrementally improving our supply chain and back-end functions such as legal and human resources. So adding like more food outlets gradually to their food delivery, increasing the menu, making it more tastier menu maybe, and also the other functions also on an incremental basis. Coordinating strategy and strategic activities, managing the strategic initiatives. Strategic initiatives are usually projects or programs and are managed as such with some differences. They are linked to strategies. Any changes to the strategy must be reflected in the projects. Projects are measured by whether they move the organization closer to strategy. Project and program status reported to the strategic leaders. So what this means is, while there may be many projects and programs running in a company, but the strategic ones will have strategic projects and strategic programs. There are other projects and programs which are non-strategic, which means that at least for the strategic projects, when the strategy changes, the projects will also change their scope. And the project progress should be measured. The achievements of the project and the completion should be then checked whether it is moving the strategy forward. And the projects and program status need to be reported to the strategic leaders, particularly for the strategic projects. There are some companies where they do not have strategic projects. They just keep on doing different types of work. They just want to roll out a new product or a service, but it may not be really connected with strategy as such. Therefore, that reporting, once the report comes, the feedback should be obtained on the outcomes, the value and the ROI, and adjustments need to be made to the strategy, meaning to the individual initiatives. And the budgeting practices allow adjustment to budget based on results. So the budget need to be thought about carefully. If the strategy is changed, then accordingly the budget will change. If the strategy is expecting innovation, there can be innovation budget for operational teams or separate also for some R&D. So all that has to be thought about. I take an example. I'm putting some simple words. A strategy could be market penetration for a company. And yeah, specific number could be there. And the initiatives are to diversify and digital marketing, open offices in several countries that can help with the market penetration. And this can change the portfolio because of various initiatives. And there will be business case for each one of them. And therefore, it can also possible that there are two business cases for just for diversification, one for the finance diversification, one for marketing, maybe for finance in two different geographies and marketing in two different geographies. And again, each one of them may go into several projects, one or more projects. Therefore, the strategic initiatives are connected to those. This may end up in maybe 7, 8, or 10 projects. And those project progress should be tracked. Whether they are working or not, and eventually is the market increasing or not. Yes, and if the strategy is changed, then the projects will also change. So that's the message which was coming there. Therefore, the usual non-strategic projects can be too disciplined, meaning they are continuously checking whether it is on time, on budget, on scope, but they may not measure whether it is bringing the organization closer to its purpose. Whereas the strategic projects and programs will have to bring the organization closer to its purpose and vision, as we saw in that example, which means that the flow of the project and program should be little relaxed, not relaxed. It should not be like a fixed line. There should be more fluid changes allowed, should be allowed in the projects and programs. Because even the objectives become fluid in the digital world. They cannot remain the same all the time. The strategy can change. Even a little change to the strategy can change the initiatives, which can significantly change some of the projects. So very quick reaction is required in ongoing strategic projects and programs. And the reporting here, what we mean is it should be reported to the strategy owners from the project and program owners. And we looked at the budgetary concepts earlier in a previous section. Because it means, as an example, it is not an annual budget fixed, but the annual budget should be adjusted continuously based on the results of these initiatives, meaning the results of the projects. So in that example, the diversification and the marketing, if in one region when they're diversified, if the results are good, then it should be thought whether to budget less for that region further and more for the other regions, or to budget more for that region only, which is expanding easily, and cut the budgets for the other region. So these kind of things have to be checked as part of the ongoing implementation of the strategy.